let's do it. Lunar Colony.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if we get a team that's not
Defense first.
Damn it, get off of me.
See what your team picks.
Alright, well, I have a blizzard too, so.
And anything you can help out with comms as well would totally help.
Mm-hmm. They're rolling out with something like this.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter though.
Yeah.
Alright, get out, get in there and kill him out.
For 20 seconds. Oh, these are useful.
It seems like there's a lot of really neat little, you know, just kind of tools for it.
Yeah, okay, so you're like, the triple tank with me,
Excited about it. You guys just
I believe. That's something else. So, yeah. So if you're doing a comp like this, like, first off, you're really beefy, but you have 2 self-healers, so it's kind of okay that you're solo healing.
Okay.
But the problem is you guys don't have damage, or like range damage. You have close range damage.
Yeah, right now you're definitely right.
If you're playing Orisa with a comp like this, I wouldn't spend too much time like spamming like down the main road. Because the only person who's gonna spam with you is slow sim orbs, which they could just avoid, and May, like icicles.
So
and it's okay to like do like shield up here and spam when you have like a junk, a torb, or a bastion, or like a hit scan maybe, because it's really hard on them if they don't have shields to get through, and they usually have a bullet picked or whatever, especially if you have like a tracer roaming around too. But with this, because everyone's close range, you don't want to spend too much time here, and you're gonna eventually want to move to either engage on the left side if most of them are there, or on the right side and take a close range fight, because your guys are probably going to win a fight close range no matter what the other team comp is. You have Sim, you have May. It's just gonna be great. But you guys can't take a poke battle because this is your only shield and this is your only healing.
Okay. So now in this situation, though, primarily on defense when it comes to Horizon, is it almost always hold this point right here? Because right now at my level, it seems that that's the most successful route of action.
In solo queue, this strat to just hold on point is just kind of like the norm, but I don't necessarily think it's the best. Like, catwalk holds, I think, are really good and kind of unexplored. Some pro teams do it. But it's too freaking, like, complicated for solo queues. And what ends up usually happening is, like, players will hold catwalk on left or right side and, you know, in the crossfire. And then the other team will just go point, and then no one knows what to do.
Okay, so in this match, I believe that almost everyone was communicating except for a couple of people, so that was a plus at least.
What? Oh my, what? Oops. Alright.
Jump for a second healer.
Go Junkrat so I can combo with you.
Whatever.
Hang on. Let me die first. This is too far to walk.
Oh, what are you going out to space?
Oh man,
Oh yeah, I don't even know if you can see my cursor. Do you see my mouse if I just wave it around?
No, I don't see your mouse.
Okay, then I have to like draw.
Okay, yep, there we go.
I mean,
And 2 other tanks are like super duper.
oh hey Winston.
Alright, so far so good. Wow, your team is like holding up. It's pretty brave of them. So if your team's gonna hold up like, you know, up around in this area, you could do like the long range Orisa style, where you like throw up your shields really far to protect your team.
Okay, gotcha.
Because right now your shield's not really getting any value, and like you don't know if your team's gonna do this, but if they do, you could just like throw a shield angle to be like right in front of this door.
Okay, that makes sense. I've always just done it out of habit, but yeah, the shield is basically doing nothing for me right now.
Yeah. So you would just do that, and if they do any kind of weird spam, the Symmetra shield will cover you, so you don't have to worry about it. Like, the Sim shield is enough for you and her, and everyone else would, like, they would hold this pretty hard if they have shield. Like, whether the strat is good or not, or optimal, doesn't really matter, because this isn't gold, right?
No, not yet.
let's try the whole thing.
Outside, she's gonna come back.
Watching.
Another guy, so we're going to do the whole. I'm just gonna try to dress all of the possible.
Ooh, thank you for the bubble.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
So far, so
I
good.
got them.
Just
One's in the room.
some uncontrollable feeding right now from the other team.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be some wonkiness on their end.
Going upstairs still there.
I'm not gonna be able to get to you.
So now, let's see. I don't see you holding tab.
Do you get more?
During these times, like after a fight's like one, you should be looking at the
Going
tab
upstairs
screen more.
still there.
Okay, sure. I can do that. I try to do it fairly often, but I was kind
Do
of
you get more SR?
just trying to focus a little bit.
It's
People, or is
you
it
never
like-
know if they're gonna like randomly switch to like a widow or something weird,
Gotcha.
and it'll change your strategy. And also maybe someone on your team has already built an ult somehow, and that's useful
You
information.
get placed against
And I guess it
target.
helps you too, just in case
Yeah,
I'm
you get placed
doing any
I
damage
usually
or
get-
anything.
Yeah, like if you miss something on the kill feed, it'll show up in the tab screen basically.
Gotcha.
If someone's still dead or whatever.
Right on.
11 before and I've got 30. So Wait, was I playing with you?
You should be spamming. You haven't shot any bullets, but like they're walking in without taking anything.
Yeah. I
Like all
should have
this
poked at that
stuff,
diva a bit.
you should just not care about your accuracy stat and just hold left click on the main choke
30. So
Just
because
in
you
case
want the ult
anybody's coming
charge.
around corners
Yeah.
and stuff. Okay, gotcha.
And like potentially like let's say like while you were spamming, maybe your hog wants to go into this room or something,
Mm-hmm.
in this Winston bubble that their monkey put down for whatever reason. If you're already spamming it, then it's already low. Then you finish it off, and then your hog can get a hook, and then
Was I playing with you?
Gotcha.
And since you're playing with comms, I don't know if you did, but you should tell your team that monkey doesn't have bubble, so that way your hog knows that it's a free hook.
90.
Okay, cool.
Mercy, could you write me?
Any of the little like things that you call out that you find are more effective, like no bubble or whatever, very, very effective.
Hey, watch out.
Just say no bubble or whatever,
Sure.
Kill Reaper.
or no shield. Like people get it. Oh,
Gotcha.
oop. Rips him.
Behind us.
This shield that you did here,
Okay.
if they were still fighting here, you'd want the
It'd
shield
be
to be
effective.
angled kind of like this, because you want these sim turrets to not just be like walk in and then shoot them,
Okay. So basically tilted a little bit towards the front.
Right.
and so that
It's
can
like
cover
this.
those
You want
up.
it to be like that,
Okay,
so it's
gotcha.
facing this direction, kind of.
Gotcha.
Because if more people walked in, then they couldn't kill those turrets just on the tree.
Kill that multi. Mercy dive. Kill her. Oh,
for
man.
a premium.
Shit, mate. Get rid of your fucking eye sports, dude.
I was good. I agree with spamming your abilities there.
Sports, dude.
Right
Cool,
here,
cool.
when the fight, like your cooldowns are coming up, but you're still in the fight. You should basically just be holding on to your fortify so it activates immediately. So you just put your finger on shift until it comes up, and it'll activate the ability instantly.
Okay, so I've noticed one of my biggest problems when I play is sometimes I'll spam fortify in a situation where I didn't need to. Like, is there any sort of trick that you can like mentally play where I won't do that as often, if that makes
I
any
wish
sense?
I knew, dude.
So does it happen to you as well?
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
it's just a
then I won't
foresight
worry
thing.
about it.
Like you just kind of have to like have a feel of when you need it and when you don't. Just think of it like Zarya Self Shield. It's pretty
Mhm.
similar.
Okay.
Oh,
for a premium.
man. Shit, mate. Get rid of your fucking eye sports, dude.
Inhale. Emergency soul.
That was a nice pull, but you missed the shots.
Yeah,
Emergency
I've tried to use more vertical since you can control their drop, I guess.
Good melee there.
Malt's
Neat,
almost
neat.
ready. Malt's ready now.
Tracer behind.
I swear to God, if you supercharge. Okay, good.
Reaper's almost dead.
Whoa! Okay, that hog almost killed your whole team, dude.
Still have super charge.
Fire.
Alright, so you reset positions. This is the best time to hold tab and look at their economy again. See what else are still available.
They're going right.
See if they're
Gotcha,
making
gotcha.
any
Three
switches.
tanks seem to be working, even though they have a Reaper.
Yeah.
3 ticks is one of the best for this map.
You tell I'm sleepy.
Yeah, once I noticed that, Tracer's up there on the top.
So at that point in time, I should have been destroying that bubble.
Has all-
Because I saw Winston drop that I could have just destroyed it pretty easily.
I mean, yeah, but like they're also just engaging right now, so you might as well get your reload over with, which you did, and take the fight on point.
So probably a bad time to supercharge though.
Once again, like this sim turret could have been protected with a shield. It's so small because it's just one, but there should probably be a second one here anyway. And your shield like just barely didn't cover it, so then it died to the
Yeah.
roll.
Okay.
Like those slows when they walk in on the turret is like really important because they prevent them from walking past your shield.
Yeah, I got shot.
That's why you want to have them up.
Okay.
Oh, we're dead.
Big blizz.
Walk.
My guys, got faith in me. Ooh, nice.
When the Diva mech was like popped, you should have switched your target sooner. That Mercy didn't get away, but maybe could have in another universe.
I will try,
Gotcha.
Because Baby
I'm
Diva
not sure
life
if I'll
doesn't
get there
matter
in
as
time.
much. Getting the mech out is fine.
Put down the teleport.
As long as you can, I guess, get rid of defense matrix and
Yeah.
rockets and everything. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But he also probably should have just went for Mercy first, but your target was already on, so yeah.
How do you choose? What's the best situation when you switch to Mercy? Is it just always, or are there some times when there's other priority targets?
It's pretty much always in this meta.
Gotcha.
Like, Res is just too game changing. Like in the next patch, it won't matter in that situation because she's never going to get a res off in that kind of situation because it takes 2 seconds to do it.
Yeah, she'll be stuck, I guess.
Right,
So she's just
So-
basically going to be backline resing and working on that.
right. So in that situation, or like in this patch, you do always want to focus the Mercy when it's possible. That's why my voice like doubles in pitch whenever I see a Mercy.
No, we don't. I'm the only one there.
I
All
guess
right. Oh, you should have. Okay, well, your team should not have
Pushed
Gone
up
that
that far.
But when this is going down, hello, play.
Yeah.
Not playing the video. Blizzard.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. It was just
stalled
reloading.
for as long as
So around here, like your Mercy just died,
I could.
and they already have 2 ticks. So when you see this and you see this, and your team is still going in one by one, like these blue
Just
chevrons
give
are
up.
so separated,
No, we don't. I'm the only one
that
there.
means it's time to like reset. And you did it, but you need to tell your team to be like just freaking re at them until they walk back, because now they're gonna get staggered and they're gonna have a snowball push. And
Okay, so what's a snowball push?
so, generally speaking, the first fight that the attacking team has on point 2 will be their strongest fight.
Interesting.
Because generally, like, all the ults will have been exhausted. The attacking team needs less resources to attack the first point than the defending team needs to defend it. So most cases, the attacking team will have ult advantage, but you also need to know, and again, if you check and hold tab here, you would see how many ults you have and you compare it with how much they used. But like, you know, I think you like there's a I know May used Blizzard, and that's a pretty big deal. So, you know, now it's going to be a lot harder to defend this because you don't have ults going, and maybe they didn't use this so much. They used the Reaper ult, I remember, but who knows what the hell. I'm not paying enough attention to that.
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, after they take the first point, you need to be ready for their momentum push, assuming they actually have momentum, and because they just got 2 kills, they're going to rush in pretty hard. Now, if you think it's really bad, you could just kind of wait back, give them some of the capture percentage, and fight to just, you know, actually have a fight. Because if you try to save every single tick, your team's just going to end up walking in one by one.
Yeah, okay, so if you just trickle in your
Right, it's just
Do you
guaranteed,
go
because
down?
they're all going to move in now. Thankfully, they don't have a Lucio, though, which I did see, so they're not going to get here in, like, the next 2 seconds at least, but...
Do shield gen
Yeah,
from
that's
now
good.
on.
Oh, never mind. But you know what I mean.
Switched off.
yeah, typically they will.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hit soldier.
If you go symmetric,
Okay, so let's see. Like you and Mercy were the only ones on point here,
Unless
Yeah, that's not a great combo.
and I guess no, that was their monkey. So there's you, there's Junk, and Mercy somewhere, but it's not enough. All 6 of them are here. If you just sit back like over here and wait for these teammates to come out and respawn and just do a full retake, that's a better chance of actually
trying to hold
holding the
off
point
Okay.
than trying to hold off and getting 1 tick. You'd probably have to give them 2 ticks, but it's better than losing the whole point.
Gotcha. I can't really remember what.
You're getting like wiped out right now.
I'm gonna tap.
Get on if you can.
Guys, get back on.
We're gonna lose.
But this fight was lost because your team tried to recontest.
Okay.
That's
Which makes
a fat grab, dude.
That would've gone.
Behind Joe.
Working on.
I think he tried to grab the Mercy, which is why I was so far away, but yeah.
Down.
I was really lucky with that shield.
Yep.
If the shield's
Also,
up at all, it will stop a D.Va self-destruct.
Yeah, even if it's 1 health, as long as it's there.
Cool.
Somehow your team is still stalling the point, so good thing you have your bongo. What? How did they not? Hello?
Diva remix.
Alright, well that shouldn't happen, but you know, it's gold.
Yeah, there's going to be some weird things, including plenty of dumb shit I do, I'm sure.
Above us.
Gonna have to wait.
So I've seen you place some shields like up, basically up there where I'm shooting right now.
Yeah.
Is that the primary place that you like to do that, or is that just when there's a Junkrat?
It's just when the team is holding up there.
John right
Okay.
side.
Like if they're pushing in the top left and your team is somewhere up there too, it's just the way that you shield that choke from the ground.
I need res as possible.
Gotcha. So primarily, say just normal situation is shield placement okay?
Get on point.
Yeah, if they're like taking the fights to the point, then the shield you have here is totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Fine, I'm just distracting the app shield.
Although you might want to be closer to a corner depending on what your comp is. Like, you have someone more stationary,
Mm-hmm.
then you want to be shielded closer to cover, so that way they can take cover when your shield is on its downtime.
Gotcha.
But their team comp's pretty like low shield damage at least, and they're taking the fight to point, and they're like really mobile and brawly with like the D.Va and Winston and stuff, you know. So they're just gonna fight on point. So shooting like that isn't so bad.
Them.
Shield should have been on the point so you could stand on it, be shielded.
Front and
Yeah, I
But
think I
it
just
doesn't
tried to
matter.
get it like as soon as possible to potentially help with that D.Va bomb. What's your best advice when it comes to working with a tracer that can blink out and away from you so easily? Is it just kind of like almost
Right.
ignore, or just because I have so much trouble with her?
So at this point, since I imagine you're not as comfortable with your aim as some other players might be,
Sure, sure.
you should kind of just say that your expected value of shooting a tracer is so low that it's not worth it.
Okay.
Because like the damage you're gonna do to tracer is maybe like what, 50 per 5 seconds? I don't know.
Yeah, not enough
But-
to avoid a recall.
But and yeah, like it's not enough. But like if you're shooting like someone who's slower or bigger, you're probably gonna do like maybe 200 damage in 5
Yeah,
seconds or
sure,
more.
Sure.
So the expected value that the damage that you're pumping into a team fight, you're getting more value hitting targets that are easier to hit.
Okay, that makes sense. I've never really thought about it like that.
But if you do have to fight a tracer, your best bet is to just like get up against a wall, put up a shield, and sit in it, and force tracer to be in close range in order to shoot you, and then you shoot back.
I guess that helps because then she can't blink
D.Va gotta get on
behind.
point.
Right, right.
Get on.
D.Va gotta get on point. Only Anna's here right now.
Diva, get on the point.
This is one. Mercy's one. Hit Mercy.
I'm getting the mercy.
It's good that you're like attempting to reload like before you use abilities, just in case you can. I assume
Yeah.
that's why.
It's from Call of Duty. Train me to.
Yeah. One bullet, gotta reload.
Stick onto it.
Bat grab.
Alright.
Hey, Mercy's coming down.
She's
That
down.
was probably the luckiest shot right there.
Alright, so 93%. All you have to do is cap, I guess, on attack. Not so bad.
Junk right up top.
I got him.
Okay.
Good job,
Nice
guys.
job, guys. Nice job.
No, Reinhardt, you ain't going nowhere. That's fucking hilarious. Saying these other alls just poor kill little old man.
Junkrat, good pick. Should probably almost always try to ask someone to play Junkrat if they're in the DPS role on this map, because it's really effective at all elos, but even more so in low elos because people just walk into left clicks.
Okay, so
Goddamn.
that's totally fine. Who else do you recommend in this type of situation? Because I have no problem, asking him.
Well, since most people just hold on point,
CP.
the long range spam characters are really good. Just keep them in there, break their shields until they die.
Right on.
So the company app here is pretty fine. What is this Reaper strat, dude?
I think it was probably no strat. Alright, so this is a situation I get in fairly often.
Alright.
Should be a little easier.
Behind you, Sleepy.
Okay, what are you doing?
Just kind of trying to apply pressure so that everyone else can flank, I believe.
Well,
Not really worth doing, I guess.
it's okay to do this if your team is going to help. Like, your whole team's going right, and you didn't really even ask your team to, like, spam. And if you break a shield from this angle, what does it really accomplish?
I guess not an incredible.
Like, if they have a turret here or a bastion here, that's okay, because it's going to force them to move. Or if you have someone like a Pharah that's ready to, like, rain from one of these angles, like here, here, or this way, maybe.
Then
Like,
that's good, I
behind.
guess.
Then breaking the shield is good, because then, you could spam here, get them low, and then direct rockets a one-shot, and it's all good. But right now your team is taking high ground control, and now you're just sitting here kind of wasting your time, because you're the only one doing damage to the Vista shield, so it's worthless.
Okay, yeah, because I guess it just cancels out since we're playing the same. We have the same
Right.
cooldowns. Okay,
So
that
you
makes
should just
sense.
make your way, like, over this way, or all the way up to get the high ground again with your team. And then just, play with them, because they're going to need your shields to walk in. And you won't
Yeah.
have an issue getting in because you have a Junkrat, so your shield battle is totally favored. And I don't know if you helped Tab yet, but I don't think
Hopefully
they have
I
a
do.
Junkrat. See, like, your team's getting pushed out a little bit, but now that you're here, oh, great,
You
man.
should have risked me.
He was there.
You should have waited a bit for that.
And
Where's
tried
my
to halt.
mouse? So when you see this baby diva starting to get rezzed here, your plan should be I'm going to execute this baby diva, because
So
you
just
can't let
only-
it get back in mech.
Okay, gotcha. So
But you
basically
throw
just-
your halt like way far back. You should just like throw it at the ground when she's like about to become hittable, so that way you just pull her, get the free damage.
I think that's what I tried to do. I just failed
I'm at 50% all.
and basically did it again.
Hey has walled me.
This shield you should have angled to the right. When you get on point, you should probably have your shield placed like
I'm at 50%
around here, so that way your team could actually walk in and not take damage from the people that are on the right behind this pillar.
Okay, that makes sense because I guess that's pretty much the only place for any cover if you're on defense. So basically, shield it off. That makes sense.
Right. Well, it's just so your team can walk in, because the shield. Look at the shield that you do make. You put it right here, but one, the Reaper already walked past you. The only person you're shielding is a Baby Diva, and the rest of the team is over in this direction, like the enemy team.
Okay.
So now your team has to, like, imagine this was the other side. They have to walk in through here, but they don't have the cover of the shield because it's like this.
Okay, that's...
Or they have to go over here, but because there's so much people attacking from over in this direction, they're potentially taking damage.
Okay.
And the shield is even worse. It's like this, so they only have like this amount of cover, like from the people in this direction.
Okay. Yeah, they're looking at it horizontally instead of...
Right.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, gotcha.
Hey has walled me. Can't get to you guys.
I got it.
Nah, man, it was frozen, but
No, fucking, let him stay over there.
fucking came down there
Mercy,
again.
good job.
Good, good.
I was saying, there's the info.
That was a good time to hold tab once again.
Thank you, thank you.
The fun
It's the little things.
Yeah, just, you know, like after every team fight, pretty much. And before every team fight.
Go up top.
Only gotta worry about really good from the May.
All from the top, and then you guys just attack, okay?
So let's see what they got. They have a poorly placed Orisa shield. They have May still. Okay, so now if I know this is gold, so this is a bit of a long shot.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this May is going to have ulti. So you're going to have to, since you're probably not going to be able to coordinate your team to drive push, you're just going to have to figure this out. So the way you need to outplay this is to save your Fortify for their Blizzard, so that you can still contest point. And if May tries to freeze anyone, you just Orisa shield them.
So you shield and then hop down with fortifies the counter, I guess.
Well, you could go on the point with the shield. Blizzard's gonna come out. Maybe your teammate gets frozen, you fortify, and then when your next shield comes up, you save them from May's right clicks. Hopefully.
Gotcha.
Then, what?
I'm at 77.
Do I have the what? Oh, I gave it to you, didn't I? Haven't you ever used it? I'll look for it later. Box. Anyway.
Creepers behind us.
Oh, that shield is not going to get a lot of value. Your team is fighting on the point.
Yeah, I think it was a survival instinct because I was worried that Reaper was going to come out.
Yeah. So when you're in situations like this where you need to absorb damage for yourself, but your team is going to need your shield soon because they're fighting on the point, just use Fortify. Like if Reaper is going to go on you, Fortify would be enough to protect you. But use the whole shield cooldown, and now that's 900 health your team isn't going to have.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And because your team is like getting some frags, it's kind of okay, even though the plan is still to, you know, save the Fortify for the impending Blizzard.
Alright, my ult's 93. Tracer, wait for me, okay? I'm gonna combo.
That was a very brave. So this is another situation where you have to think about expected value. Where you just have to know in your head, I'm not going to ever hit this Mercy, probably. So spend your bullets on something that's more expected value. Like shooting a giant Orisa shield that won't move. Or the Orisa herself. So now your team's
I
dead.
just got pulled. I'm still alive.
I think
Probably.
it's good because your team should be dry fighting here anyway. And I don't think your team used too much or anything.
And by that, you just mean essentially building ult.
Right, you don't want to use ults here. So, I think though, you would have had a better fight if you actually went on point. You stayed up here, I think, a little too long. You should just went on point and balled it out.
I'm trapped.
Because now everyone just dies one by one and your team didn't have any damage absorbed. Because both 2 shield cooldowns were used not on the point while your team was on the point.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright, I'll wait for you guys to come back.
So essentially a wasted 1800.
Tracer, go up top of me, and then when I drop my ult down, just go down there, blink, and...
I got my ulti too. Let me know roughly hang on, let me res first, then we can do it. Make sure I was say my ulti.
Alright, Tracer, you here? I'm about to ult. Come up here.
Hold on, because I'll have a supercharger in just 30 seconds. Let's do a full wave.
Okay, so now we're thinking of fighting with ults. You're a little split from your team here.
Is there ever a time where that's actually...
I mean, yeah, there could be. You draw a lot of attention as Orisa, and you're a spam hero, so you could, like, let's say the other team is, like, stationary. Like, they're not, like, divey. And their team isn't that divey. Like, they have May, but you know what I mean? You doing this is going to force them to move, because they can't kill you without engaging on you. And if they do, then they're split up, and then your team will, you know, pick up whoever is left behind, because the stationary units. So if you did this, where you like shielded like over here or something, and just rained fire when they were over here,
Yeah.
their shield's eventually going to break, or they're going to run low on sustain, and then your team can move in, assuming that they don't need your protection.
And that we're coordinated.
Right, if they were coordinated. So we could scrap all that because, you know, this is gold. So, oh, thank you, Smolbean, thank you for resubscribing. Appreciate it. Got a bit of your stream the other day. We're doing all right. Anyway, so for you to do flank kind of stuff at this elo, you only really want to worry about like either hardcore breaking shield or getting a pick.
Okay.
Or
And
setting
right now,
something up for your
unless-
team. Like if you came in through middle, it's not so bad because you could just get area on the point like around here, and your team just drop down, and it's okay. But being all the way over here, you're pretty far away, so you have to like be hunting something. Like let's say they had like a torp in placement, and there was like over here, like under these stairs. This is actually a turret spot on these stairs. Trying to deal with it from up here, you can't do it. Doing it from down
Essentially
here,
impossible,
totally easy. And there's no way they can engage on you from this far away. And if they do, your team can catch it, you know, or you could just walk over.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus there's a health pack right there, so it's a really great
Got
little
another.
spot.
Skilled Midgy? I don't know, dude. Thank you too for subscribing. Hope
They
you all
just
are-
love that you're coaching. We'll just
Yeah, I
have to
guess
do
so.
this
Hey, Charisma.
sometimes.
Okay, Charismo says he likes going hard left and doing the Mongo halt to get a free kill. Yeah, doing that. Like, you go into this room. Like, basically, if you have Bongo, you could kind of just force a pick by, like, using all your abilities to get a kill. But that's only
I
if
do
someone
like
is in
to-
range. Like, sometimes it's okay to just pop your Bongo to get one kill with a halt.
So essentially, should I be focusing on this Mercy immediately right now? Because it looks like
Well, yeah,
that's
but
the only thing that's going to even be worth popping out.
you're gonna get matrixed, probably. But you do want to try to get Mercy if you're going for these flank kills.
That's not ours, right?
But even if it's not someone close range, if you do the barrier bongo halt combo and left click into them, you could kill someone from pretty decent range if they're 200 health.
Right on.
No, spread out. So,
I don't know how I got.
That's a nice shield. You're drawing a lot of aggro. This is good, but you move. Okay. Let's see how you could have did better in this 1v1, because this was kind of winnable. Maybe not winnable, but like much more survivable.
Okay.
Alright, guys.
First off, you're taking some early chip because your shield is like too far from your cover point. Like when you're making shields, there's two things you have to keep in mind. One is, okay, how do I just make a? Can I just make like a square?
I think so. No.
Yeah, I can't.
You can add stickers.
Brush size? Oh. This is not good enough, but this will have to do.
This is hilarious with the.
I think I could
all the
add a
people
static
talking.
image, and that image could just be a white board, which is probably something I should make. But
Yeah, I
we're
guess.
gonna make our own whiteboard.
All right.
Okay, so. Oh man, I'm gonna erase it, it's gonna erase everything. It's okay, so here is you. Here is a wall.
Mhm.
And then we'll have bad guys.
Sure.
So, if you're throwing your shield and you place it right here, what the bad guys are just gonna do is that they'll just walk in, and you try to walk in, but then the line of scrimmage is before you even get to your shield. And this is what's happening right here, because the D was just walking past your shield because you threw it too far.
Okay.
So if you throw the shield, first off, you need to throw your shield closer to you, and then you want to have it close to the wall. So that way, if your shield breaks or if they try to walk past, you still have cover. So ideally, you would be like right up here, so that when they try to walk in, you literally just body block them from walking into your shield, and you just shoot the D.Va's head. And because you're going to have another shield cooldown coming up soon, when it comes up and you need to reload, you could kite back, re-shield in a better angle, like probably inside one of these little things. Like you could use this health kit to get an edge, and then shield in the corner, and you'll be okay. Is this making sense?
I guess that, yeah, and I guess it also, since the wall's right there, that's right by the health kit, essentially it pulls some people into a way that they can't even see or affect the point as well. All right, so that's cool. Also, when it comes to like placing shields way closer to you, I guess you can use halt in conjunction with that to kind of keep them farther back as well.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's totally something that you can do. You can also do a cockroach shield. What the heck is that? Is that the corner shield where you just like don't take damage? Never heard that term before, but
cockroach shield.
Maybe he's thinking of like crouching, because when you crouch with Orisa, she looks like a freaking cockroach.
Huh.
Anyway,
he says, "Yep."
I call it the Slurpee shield, but whatever.
Right on.
So anyway, you would shield here, you would cut in this direction, and either one of two things will happen. Either A, if D.Va saves her dash, you kill her, because you'll supercharge and shoot her in the head, and she can't get away. Or if she saves her dash, she'll run away. And then you say, hey, D.Va's low and she has no dash, kill her, please. And then she'll die.
I guess reset shield and continue to spam and cause some disruption, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're using Mayhem GG, by the way, chat, for those who don't know. Anyway, onward. So you already take damage. And yeah, he's getting pocket from Mercy, but that's no big deal. Then you re-shield, but you don't kite towards the health kit, and now, you know, things are bad.
Okay, so I should have dipped out right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, go in. Go in and ult, guys. Come on.
Go right now.
Yeah.
So, you still have a bongo. You should probably stay on Orisa. I was gonna say, if you, something that you should probably start doing is that whenever you're dead, unless you really need to see something, like just check their ult charge and then skip the kill cam, because you need to see what's going on in the fight. Because as you see here, like big tire just happened, and I think some other kills go down. Gotcha. And if you have that information while you're still in hero select, you may potentially want to switch to a different hero to get there faster.
That's true. In this situation, I knew I was recording and just wanted to primarily give you Orisa footage.
I cannot.
Yeah. You could have saved your fortify there, but yeah.
Mercy.
Yeah, I guess I should have if I had the shield. Terrible.
There was a better way to do this. So,
I think okay.
Now, first off, yeah, if you had fortify, you probably live here at least a little bit longer. But you put your supercharger kind of like out in the open, and the shield isn't really like protecting it from like the angles that people are coming from. Like if they come from,
back right, kind of.
If they're coming from this way, they only have like this much protection, so they just move a bit this way and then they shoot it. And then there was someone behind you at this point. If you want to make a supercharger, you probably should have, when you walk out here, go to the left, you know?
Okay, and then, yeah.
So like you would jump out this way and make it behind everyone. And like if you wanted to be really good about it, you put it like next to one of these little pillars. So it has a little bit of extra cover. Because if they're all coming out this way, you want it to be like in this direction where they can't deal with it. But you kind of put it in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
And then you fortified, and then you died, so, you know, maybe that has to do with it. Focusing the Mercy there was good, though.
Okay, cool.
I tried.
I noticed Zen had discorded her as well, so it was a plus.
Still got 4 minutes. Let's reset.
The first tick is good.
How do you choose when it's time to wait up and group up versus, you know, trickle in. Because like in this situation, all 5 of them are, I'm like, I obviously have to go. But when it's like 3 or 4 and you aren't sure whether you're going to extend the fight or not, how do you choose when to do that?
Pay close attention to the kill feed and take into account respawn advantage or ults.
Gotcha.
Like, it's just really like knowing how a fight's gonna play out in 2CP just comes down to experience and how many times you see it.
Gotcha.
It's just like maybe you see that maybe you have a Rhine and he has a Shatter and their like main way of protecting it is dead. But even though you might be down 2 heroes, you know that if they walk in, then they're going to get shattered, and the fight is still going to go on for at least another 10 seconds.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, it's just, you just have to have
attention.
foresight and think about how a fight's going to play out. In this situation, like, I don't
Impossible to know,
think
really.
Mayhem Blizzard, they went to Bastion and he killed Mercy, but, you know, like, you just kind of have to look and also hold tab. Like, you have to hold tab, like, when you're walking into a 2CP fight to call out heroes picks. To call out, like, or just think about who has ult. Okay, oh my god.
Come on, get this second.
Let's say a Jingle Buns trance right there.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Alright, we got it.
Okay,
Back up, guys.
round 3.
I know where I altered at.
That wasn't yours. That was the other.
No, it was mine. I clicked it and I messed up. But it's okay.
Genji deflected me.
Oh, he deflected it. That's
She's
why.
out of mag.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's pretty unfortunate that this didn't.
Work out the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
It becomes the enemy teams.
That's
It's
crazy.
unfortunate because I'm pretty sure you could have carried it if you just played those abilities better.
Alright, guys, let's get on the point.
When did this become a thing? I never noticed that.
It's always been a thing.
it's just so rare. I didn't realize you could do it with a graviton.
Yeah, you can do it. Almost
You could do
everything.
it. You could do it with anything.
Alright, I have my ult. But May is on me.
70%.
May doesn't like me.
Team's a little split right now. You should just tell your team to group up. You're kind of like being part of the problem.
Oh, that's just a
Yeah, you're right.
Like right now, you don't have any idea where your team is positioned because you're not even looking behind you. Like if you watch me, like if I was ever walking this path, I'd be looking behind to see where my teammates are positioned. Just the little blue chevrons on the map, you know.
Gotcha.
Like you should just do that because there's no mini map or team vision because Blizzard are good game designers.
Of course.
Oh, that should be a free kill.
Yeah, I just jumped on it.
It's good bongo though.
Alright, he's out of mag. Focusing Bastion. Focusing
When this is going on, I mean, I'm pretty sure Bastion's about to die. But not really good. So, when you do this and you have your shield cooldown up, like, like where do you start seeing Bastion? Okay, so you see Bastion
Right
now.
there, yeah.
You have your shield deployed, and you throw down a bongo, which is good. Literally, throw your shield in front of Bastion's face.
Huh.
Because right now you're only shielding your bongo and yourself. But if you throw the shield in front of Bastion's face, you're shielding your entire team from Bastion.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so follow-up question though, because Bastion's fall off is pretty crazy. Like if you're up close to him, like wouldn't he shred it pretty quick though?
His fall off doesn't apply to shields. I mean, it does, but the way Bastion has fall off damage is that he has really high spread. Like the bullets do roughly the same damage. It's just that it spreads so much that it's you know what I mean? It does less to smaller targets. So the farther away, the smaller you are, so the less damage you're taking from Bastion.
Yeah, the shield's just not moving anywhere, so it can.
Yeah, so at this distance, the Bastion's gun is going to kill your shield at the same speed as it would in front of his face.
So basically, just cut his potential angle completely out of it. All right, that makes sense. I'd never even thought about that.
Yeah, because like even if you were to shield on point, you're shielding yourself, bongo, and maybe one other person. But if someone's coming through here or under here, and this guy maybe comes down from up top, they're all still under threat of Bastion. So you just must lob it in front of his face, and then he's basically like defense matrixed.
Yeah, I don't think he, or I don't even think I realized how close
Focusing
at this
Bastion.
point in time.
Focus Bastion, we can win.
Yeah, because he ran away from the point anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, he didn't have the ult.
All right.
Good
I
job, guys.
have more matches if you.
All right, we could do one more. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Thank you. All right, let me queue one up. Or I'll send it to you on Discord in just a second.
Yeah.
Do you want Eichenwald, Mimbani, or Watchpoint?
Ooh. I don't know. Whichever one you think.
Let's do this Junkertown because a bunch of weird
Oh,
shit
boy.
happened. Well, I also need help on it. The Eichenwald was a good one, but unless you I mean, I guess that could be cool. But here's the Junkertown.
Got it.
Somebody wants Junkertown. You can skip forward a little bit. I think I'm solo queue on this as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The one true way.
I'm so troubling you.
Right. I mean, Junkertown without a bastion. A miracle.
Pretty good.
For now.
Oh god.
I can't remember actually.
Alright, so I think I saw a diva and okay there. So this comp, assuming they're not, doing the one true way of playing Junkertown, which is Bastion, then all you really need to do is just shield along the left of the cart. You don't need to be on cart with this comp necessarily.
Okay.
Because your soldier's going to be taking high ground control. Your fair is going to be off in, Narnia, throwing rockets from outer space because this map is so open.
Yeah.
And Diva's is going to probably start diving wherever fair shoots.
I think primarily I'm shooting shields onto the butt of the payload throughout this map. I can't remember though.
We'll see what happens.
Alright, there's plenty of them out there.
Probably 6.
Okay, that's a shield. Okay, so if you're going to... Okay, so let's say, you look out the door and you see, they're going to set up a spam.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is, stand at this door, look sideways, and make a shield. And it'll do a shield that's like this.
Okay.
Or more like this, And then it'll protect people from the entry spam or, a trap or whatever.
Gotcha.
Because this is just kind of a waste of 8 seconds. Not that it matters that much, but, Oh my...
Yeah, it's a little weird. This one, primarily.
What was that?
6.
What? Is that bad, huh?
The game just starts and very killed yourself. Alright, good start.
Junk's down.
Soldiers running around the side.
I have a heal off the left.
Alright. You need to put a shield down. You could just put a shield right here on the cart.
Okay, yeah, that's primarily what I do. I think
Yeah.
I was looking to do it and didn't have the cooldown yet and fucked up.
Sim low. Down.
Okay, you need to put it down somewhere.
Turrets on.
Damn, Reaper got me. Oh, thank you.
Soldier 1, thank you.
There we go. Reaper's running amok right now. Your team maybe have been able to use your shield to dance around to not die to Reaper. You put it down too late. You should just throw it down anywhere if you can't get it in the spot you want.
Okay, makes sense.
This is a good spot. That's a that's a toaster fortify right there. That was a close pull. It would have killed him if that pull hit. Junk is just diving, dude. That's a Call of Duty reload. You could have like melee to cancel it and kept shooting shield.
Ah, I did not even realize that that was possible.
Oh, but you did it earlier in the VOD.
Accidentally.
Okay.
Total accident.
Shooting Mercy, low EV.
Sorry. Also, I guess looking up is never good.
Thank you.
Was good fortify. I think it saved you from that tire. Alright, so your team managed to pick it up. You'd say, yeah, walk past shield is good because the soldier's behind you. A little bit.
I have supercharger.
Now everyone's pressing Q. Okay, good. Whew.
Nice job, dude.
I was gonna say, don't you press Q yourself because this fight was over.
Sims
No, I
been
think
sporadic.
on Junkertown and most levels, like, try and save it to be a little bit closer to the point.
Yeah. This is a really good spot to have it.
It's a shame they have the same range. Though.
Your monkey's just feeding, I guess. Do you get another kill, you hard save ults.
Reaper no raise.
Up top, you got.
That's 76 up top. Top right. Sorry.
Huh?
There's two of them up there.
Oh, no,
I think I got the 76. The Junkrat's still up there.
Still
Yeah, he's
have
half.
Rocket Barrage and supercharger.
Shield gen, hello?
They have shield jump.
I didn't even notice they were on sim, dude.
Yeah, she played really weird.
Sorry, Junk.
Kill.
Okay, Mercy.
Oh no, the door's gonna close on you. Yeah. I think you'll still be okay. They didn't engage with everyone because half of them died. Hey, Stevo, and yeah, it is.
Oh, just Reaper? Reaper no raid?
Oh yes, get in the corner. Oh, if you have your halt here, you like totally dunk this Reaper. Okay, I don't know what's going on now.
I didn't either until I saw afterwards, but
Yeah, it
I
was
had
a
primal
monkey.
rage in that corner.
Okay, well, we'll just go over this for future reference. You kind of alluded to this play earlier when we were talking about throwing shields.
Reaper no raid?
But like, let's say this situation happens and you have your shield and you have your halt. You just get in the corner, do what you did here. You make your shield and then you halt like over here at the same time. You don't even have to do it in that order.
Oh, just
Like
Reaper?
as soon as you see his wraith finish,
Reaper no raid?
Mm-hmm.
you throw the halts like against the wall over here, and then you get in this corner and shield and you start shooting him. And you just total up. And if he wants to walk in, you walk out of the shield, and then he'll walk back, and then you walk back in, and you just dance it until he's dead.
Okay.
Or he walks away.
Yeah. That monkey really threw a kink in the armor.
Yeah, he just came in and started a party.
Oh, I can.
And somehow
Should have
didn't kill
fortified
me.
though. He almost died.
Okay. I was like, why the hell am I not getting in there?
No.
Got the shield generator.
Oh, you could have pulled that soldier off the high ground there.
Shield generator's down.
Good.
What? How did soldier kill the shield man? Where was it?
Mercy behind with 76. Watch that all.
That's a good shield.
He's one.
You should have walked into him here. So this is like another thing. Like I was kind of talking about this with
Watch that all.
the shield talk earlier. You should just be standing here and just tell him to go away. Because the farther away you walk, the less likely you're going to hit bullets. And then when he actually gets in range to walk past the shield and start shooting again, right now you could just punch him and he'd be dead.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I always want to put space between because, well, I was going to say the farther away you are, the harder you are to hit, but he's got tac visor, so...
Yeah. But I mean, you know which way he wants to go. He wants to walk in here so we can do damage,
Yeah,
so it's going to be easier to aim on him, you know.
Okay,
And
so I
of
guess the
course,
same
you
way
won't miss melee. At least I
Yeah,
hope not.
sure. Trust me, I've missed play.
He's one. Winston.
Down.
Winston low.
Junkrat behind with Mercy.
Oh, good move. Going around the shield to avoid the Reaper ult.
Winston one.
God damn it.
Stevo says to use halt more to get easy aim.
Watch a bash.
All right.
But
I would say probably almost all of my eliminations
God.
from like actually
Junkrat,
grabbing
man.
somebody and pulling
Yeah.
them into it.
but it's just do it all the time. Like right here, like you halt someone, but you should just be like aiming here, here, here every time you're pulling someone like that.
So in a situation where you see 2 or more tendrils and you know you're going to pull more people in, it never pulls anybody directly in the middle. So like, how do you choose who to go on to?
It's whoever is your priority. Like in this case, I guess like you see Mercy, so you'd aim here, here, here ish. You know, like they're always going to move in that direction.
Yeah,
And that's
So
that's
you
like
just have
your
to
easiest time to like get hits. Like
kinda
pull
just make a
someone
snap
and they
decision,
go
I
this way.
guess.
Your crosshair starts here, goes here, lands down here.
Gotcha.
God, this Junkrat, man.
He's low.
Yeah, the Merc.
He's like ignoring everybody to get to me. For some fucking reason.
I mean, if he's tilted, that's
How
fine.
long are you gonna forget that you didn't finish your reload? Oh my god. I knew it.
Possible.
Yeah, whoa.
Shit up real quick.
That's a play.
I expected there to be more people coming. I just wasn't paying attention to gameplay very well.
Keep this out.
That's Sebastian. Now this is Junkertown.
Now we got something.
Just don't be afraid to get in.
Pocket resing that Bastion.
I don't know
But
about
nobody's
that.
on the payload really.
Got the Bastion.
Nice.
Our supports are down. Back up if you can.
Like this is a chase where you don't want to be in. I mean, your team did get tired,
Mercy's
but
probably gonna be pocket resing
you know,
that Bastion.
like you staying behind the shield is like good. And then you hear tired, and she'd be like, "Well, time to run away and see who's the sacrifice."
Bastion.
Fortifying there is good, but now that this happened, like look who died.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna do anything anymore. So this is the time for you to walk away. So
you
and
just
literally, like
pull
literally,
backwards.
just turn around because you're gonna walk faster, walking in the direction that you're facing, and you need to get out of here.
Okay, gotcha.
So just turn that direction. Oops. Turn that direction and keep going. And if you take any damage, just throw a shield like in front of you that you'll walk past, and then fortify, and you'll be in the clear. Because there's nothing left for you here.
Yeah, just find a health pack, I guess. And
Our
figure
supports
it.
are down. Back up if you can.
Self-destruct and rocket barrage are available.
Self-destruct and rocket barrage are available. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I guess I just checked to see that ult.
Well, that's
They
That's
used the rocket barrage, I think.
Can we get on now? Can we ignore this monkey and push forward?
Yeah.
Can we just
Mercy's
ignore
down.
giant monkey? I don't know
He's
about
down.
that. Ryan? Okay.
It's down.
Alright, that's 3 picks. Monkey.
Slung him.
Good job, guys. Nice work.
Alright, so far so good.
Where is he?
Kind of fed their way into that boss team fight.
I'm on him.
Alright, they're still feeding. You don't even have to do anything right now.
Behind. Down.
Good fortify, but you need good heals.
Tracer's down.
That was a good time for a sound barrier.
Stay behind shield, you never know. You could shatter.
Good job.
Behind us, Diva.
Diva right. Get on left side of the payload.
Thank God.
Good heals. Watch this Tracer.
It's a bunch of shooting at nothing.
There we go.
I mean, you're making shields. You're still useful. Oh, that was a fortunate fortify.
I don't know what this guy was doing.
Bastion didn't affect us.
So you need to do like more disengage pulls. Like when people are like walking over you and your team, just like pull them,
Nice
like
job, guys.
throw the grav behind them, and then detonate it so it pulls them away. It's like a knockback. It's the same thing as
Okay.
Lucio Boop, but like in a different method. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just pulling instead of pushing. All right.
Yeah,
that's good.
because Ryan is just like walking in a little too much.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Let's just keep calling that Bastion.
Yeah. If they stick with it.
All right, go for the defense.
Lethality level increased.
What? Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. Probably.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Will I actually be a Moira main? Moira main? Maybe.
Did you enjoy checking her out?
Yeah, she's real super neato.
Alright.
There's definite potential.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Junk up top.
Yeah, junk heading left. Hog left.
That was a waste of a haul.
Oh, how did I get pinned out of everybody?
Well,
Oh, how did I get pinned
I
out?
was gonna say you would fortify and block the charge, but it wouldn't have saved Soldier because he is standing in front of tank like an ape. But if you could just use fortify and stand in front of Ryan to block his charge and potentially save a teammate.
Everybody.
I try to save him if there's a Reinhardt in the match that's going for me so that I can stop him.
Watch this Genji
But
left.
it's not quite
Alternatively, you could just let him do it. Like
Oh, how did I get pinned out?
like if they do a charge like this, they're basically feeding, right?
Yeah. 'cause,
So
he's
you
on
have
the
like
field
two
and actually-
choices here. One is you'd let Ryan go, and then you just hold this line. Like you use your shields and all your cooldowns to make sure that no one gets past, and you just tell your team to kill this dude.
Mhm.
And you could like kind of help with that. Like no one's like threatening you that hard, so you could turn around, do some damage to Ryan, shield up here, like normal, and then try to get some damage in on Ryan. But you could, if they're like trying to push in, you could fortify, body block, pull them away, and then your team will hopefully kill Ryan in time.
Yeah, I think they would have even if I was
Yeah.
messing with them.
But if you think that it's actually a threat, like let's say like more of their team is here. Like right now there's like a team here, like someone over back here, and like I don't know, maybe over here. Like it doesn't really matter. Like Reinhardt's gonna feed if he goes all the way. And if you stop his charge, maybe it actually helps him because he's closer to his team. But let's say they're like right here, right here, right here. Someone's on a cart. If Ryan does this charge and he gets past your whole team, the rest of their team is probably going to engage and try to do something out of it. And the only great thing you could do is try to send in the halts behind them and pull them away to give your team some bit of extra time to deal with Ryan.
Okay.
But if that doesn't work, you should probably just stop him from crossing your shield and fortify and just shoot his head as he's charging. And then do the same thing with the halt and then just add him to the list of people who get pulled.
Gotcha.
Oh, how did I get pinned out of everybody?
Because you were standing there.
True.
Watch this Genji left. Back right.
Half.
Okay, so it's fine. I was gonna say the Ryan got res, so you need to adjust your shield, but he doesn't have shadow
Back
yet.
up again.
They win Reaper. So I think, did they just switch to Reaper? I didn't even see him at the start of the game. Oh, he's been back here the whole time, dude. Okay, so this is one of the consequences of not pressing tab. Because if you had pressed tab by now, you would see that one of their dudes is on Reaper.
Okay.
And the fact that you haven't seen Reaper in like 10 seconds since the game started
Means
should
he's behind
probably tick you off to something.
Gotcha.
That's just a game sense thing.
I just ate shit.
But it turns out Reaper was in your backline the whole time.
I might switch to Symmetric because they have a Genji.
That or a. Oh, I guess Winston.
May?
Too much.
May maybe?
Anyone that you can counter him with. It would just
Alright, I'm
be
pretty
nice
good with
if we-
Symmetra.
If Omelet wants
This
to.
is an interesting way to roll out, but it's probably actually the safest. Instead of jumping off a cliff, you know, like most people do.
Yeah.
We gotta get the payload.
You gotta shield the
Reaper behind.
cart.
He's coming in. Looks like he's gonna ult.
Well, at least he walked past the shield there.
Low.
We'll call it intentional.
Where's he low?
Down.
There, you should have angled your shield more towards the, you know, the open here. You tried to shield Ryan, but he already used the only thing you could block.
I'll take it.
And good enough.
Alright, everybody take it.
I'll take it.
Almost got my
Mercy's
teleport.
behind.
Baby Diva?
What?
Oh, okay.
Where's he behind?
What's she doing?
Take her, take her.
She's gone.
That's a big stagger, but this is solar,
She
so
never revealed herself.
stagger
Yeah,
isn't
that
a
is
word
big
yet.
sign.
Press this Ryan.
Pressing Ryan. Down.
Now they
I
got
have
two stackers.
supercharger.
Genji right.
Okay, Ryan feeds.
Reaper no raid.
Wait. Heard a whole hog
Reaper's
below.
behind
I'm
now.
gonna try and stick him.
That's a terrible place for that shield gen.
Yeah, it's not great.
Shoot first.
Genji's behind.
I just watched this match before.
Right. Okay, now you're kind of left your team alone. Like, this positioning is a little weird.
Yeah, I think it was probably a bad chase in hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be chasing anyone as Orisa. I almost never waste time doing it. Unless
Gotcha.
Lucy was going to help me. Because now, like, you're here, for you to cross, like, this path, like, back to where your team is, you're going to have to be forced to take some damage and probably use Fortify.
Gotcha.
Whereas you could have already been here and have your health and Fortify still up.
Yeah, if I came in from the right.
And you'll get a better
I guess
shield
this
angle.
already was there. Gotcha.
And, like, you have superchargers, so you want to play in the back anyways, because your team's going to need that value. Probably, at least.
Left.
Yeesh.
Mercy's down.
Down. Still have
It turns out they don't.
Where's this Genji? I can't even fucking see him.
Near the well.
Oh, I got my shield generator. I see where he is. He's on the edge. Whatever.
I guess he was smart enough to actually go and shoot and group back up.
Oh, artillery junk, right?
right on me.
DM only strategy.
Oh, that helps so much.
What is with the Ryan dude? He keeps feeding.
Wraith mode.
I would have just plopped down the charger.
Reaper down.
I think I was like, things are going pretty well. I'll try and save this 20 seconds was my mentality of the situation.
Oh no. Ryan Shark got me.
He's solo. Get him. There we
It's getting a little rough, but I think y'all are figuring it out. I think your team is just out fragging them.
She's down. Job, guys.
But that was a situation that was like really close, where your charger made the difference.
Okay.
And like now this fight,
Reaper's in.
Reaper no raid.
oh my god, they're still staggering. Dude.
That was terrible. I ran out of mouse space.
Sorry, I let you die. I thought I was done.
No, it's fine. I thought I was gonna hit him.
Yeah, going back and forth with the shield. I don't know when you did it, but it's good. But here, you didn't quite do it.
Raid.
Like here, you should be more to the right side of your shield, so you have an easier time dancing.
Okay, yeah, because you just slipped around.
You
So you
also have
basically
pulse.
just- Oh, there.
Reaper's in.
Reaper no raid.
Yeah.
You just like throw the halt on the cart,
yeah.
stop shooting. Like in this kind of situation where your whole team is alive and it's just him trying to kill you, you don't need to shoot. You should just let go of your left click so you can move faster, so that you could dance through your shield better.
Okay, that's a good point. I guess
Because then you
sometimes
just
I'll
halt the
start
cart,
shooting.
he gets pulled in, and you're like way over here now.
Yeah,
so then
and I
you
still
don't
have my
die.
shield. And then I guess really Reaper any distance is helpful.
Yeah. Like you should try to think of not shooting as like giving you more life. Like if you're ever in a situation where you're tanking a lot of damage, sometimes it's better to just not shoot and just move left and right or just run away, because that's going to effectively save you more life than doing the same thing while shooting because you're moving at half speed. So
Gotcha.
think of like just running without shooting as like giving yourself a bit of armor in a way, because effectively it is because you're moving faster and getting away from damage.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
That was terrible. I ran out of mouse space.
Sorry, I let you die. I thought I was done.
No, it's fine. I thought I was gonna hit him.
Analyzing previous
I'll just
combat
reap.
performance.
Pushed him back a
Reaper no
good
raid.
bit. I'll pull him off the point if you guys can contest just for a second.
Yeah, you just play like any hero can do a shield dance. Like it's not just Winston, but yeah, you do the same thing.
Good stuff.
Anyway, yeah, now you win. Shield dancing applies to like any hero. Like if Orisa has a shield down or Winston has a shield down, you still do the bubble dancing if you're using the shield, you know, against
So you
someone else.
essentially want to be like half in, half out of it, just as
Right.
behind the perimeter.
Like if you want to get really into it, let me like draw Okay, so like here's a shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Use this thing. A little thicker. So let's say that Reaper's like over here. You're like, you know, just doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the position, you move over here.
Okay.
Because you need to get to the line as quick as you can. Because Reaper's going to do something like this. Then you want to be literally on this line. And then as soon as he
Just
goes
ride
in,
it.
yeah, you could ride it like to like try to like get him out. But
Mhm.
when you're in this situation where there's like 2 layers, you can just you're gonna end up doing something like this
Okay.
until he decides that he wants to come back to the other side, and then you just go back in.
Dip back in.
Because what's
Gotcha.
gonna happen if you're standing like, let me just ruin everything and try again. So if you're standing like right here,
Mm-hmm.
Reaper has to shoot like through 2 things, right?
Gotcha.
So you know he's going to go in here to try and do damage. That means you
Mhm.
know that you can be on this side of the shield at all times and be safe. Because if he stays on the outside, he can't just go this way. Because if he does, then he still has to shoot through 2 shields or 2 walls of the shield, because then you're just going to go this way. So when you have a shield like sideways between someone, it makes the dance really easy. And this applies to Winston too, by the way. Like with let me do it again. Like if it's just a Winston bubble, and then you're here,
Mm-hmm.
and then enemies here,
Mhm.
they're going to try to walk into you, and you just keep doing this. Because then, you know, you still have a bunch of bubble through. Because look how far away they are from the line now.
Yeah, especially with the Winston bubble.
Like, the real trouble is when you're like this, and the enemy is like this. This is when things get hard. Because then you just have to guess which side to move into or move out to.
Yeah, you're just playing a coin flip game on left and
Right. But when you have, like, 2 walls of the thing between you two, it's you just checkmate it, basically.
I guess this is probably a stupid question, but I guess there's never any dancing with Orion because he's adjusting at
Right.
the same time. Well, okay.
You don't
gotcha.
really shield dance with Orion, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, anything can happen in Overwatch, I guess, but, you know, but just random question. All right, well, yeah, anything else? Notice pick up things for me to
I think I was paying enough attention to everything. Do you have any questions or anything else?
When it comes to so a lot of the stuff that you mentioned is like I'm definitely going to start paying more attention to my kill feed. I know I don't do that enough, but when it comes to like knowing who specifically should be in certain maps and in certain compositions, pretty green in that.
What do you mean?
Well, you're like always have a junk attack for Horizon. Like in that situation, like I mean, is there just a good resource for me to go and memorize all these?
I mean, in this elo, the comp really doesn't matter too much. You just need a freaking healer. Everything else you could figure out, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, no, I mean, this was what I want to do. If I can record some more, I'm about 100 points higher now.
Yeah. Just play more games and apply what you learn, see what happens, you know?
All right, sweet. Well, shoot you a message whenever you can.
All right.
Shit, yeah, man. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Holla, holla.
Get dollar. You like my drawing?
It's beautiful. I'm going to cap it. See, who do we got here? Just Stevo. What